Running up to the top right-hand corner are Red Terran. Representing Red Bull, it's Bomber. And up to the top left, we have our Liquid Zerg. Representing Germany as well, it's TLO.
Did you know that neither of these players have ever played against each other in a tournament circuit before, which I find fascinating considering both of them have been playing the game since the very beginning.
Yeah.
And Bomber in all time, including Wings of Liberty, with a solid 62 win weight against Zerg. That's pretty good. 62. TLO, on the other hand, I guess is a little bit skewed because he's played against other races, but overall against Terran, 57% against Terran players. It is skewed because, of course, throughout his entire career he has played multiple races, so it's not really indicative of his Zerg versus Terran.
Yep.
But Habitation Station, some of the features here is more so than on almost other maps, I suppose. You cannot let Bomber take a fourth.
Yes.
If he gets a fourth up and running with a gold base, which we have in the center here, it's going to be so difficult because not only is it a gold base which gives you more income, it's also expanding towards the middle of the map, and with a planetary fortress, it's almost a reinforcement point.
Yeah.
He can control the Zelnaga tower. He then would be even further onto TLO's side, and from this, yeah, it's really hard. So TLO definitely is actually changing it up. Look at this.
Whoa.
He's gone spawning pool first on 14 supply here. I was going to say he might change it up to normal, but he's looking at punish command center first.
Yeah.
This is really, really risky because if it was a Reaper expansion, then this wouldn't work as well. Even though it's not terrible, it's not like this it flat out fails against Reaper Expand. He wouldn't get damage done versus Reaper Expand, but for example, Zerg players like Tefl and even some others still go Swan Pool first anyway.
Yeah.
And it's not terrible for your economy, but it's safer. So on this map, if it was Reaper Expand, TLO is safer because Queens are out earlier, which means you don't really even need Zerglings. But if it's Command Center first, the other build which Bomber could use, he could build 6 Zerglings.
Yeah.
He can get over the map, cancel the Command Center, and really be really aggressive.
And one of the big things here is that Bomber's barracks placement isn't in any position to like present a wall. Of course, he could fly it away to make one, but this is going to give TLO a good opportunity to be really annoying, and he takes a gold behind it.
He's taking a gold base to increase his income.
It.
He's also taking an extractor. So what he'll probably do now is get over the other side of the map, build a lot of Zerglings, get into gas, get Zergling speed, and probably go for, I'd like to say, an old style that was made famous by Snoot on the map Antigua Shipyard, where he mines quite a bit from the gold base, but is very aggressive with a forward hatchery.
Yeah.
It goes for like a Baneling bust to follow this up. A small little tickle aggression into drone up a little bit more, into kill. I think that's his strategy here.
I just love it in general as well, like taking a gold base. What could Bomber do whilst he's always being pressured to deny the mining of a gold base or anything? It's very difficult. He gets one worker already, and now this is a big problem here for Bomber. Yeah. Bomber has to use his SCVs and strong micro.
And if he's using his SCVs, forget about strong micro, but using SCVs, he's not mining, therefore he's been slowed down to get to Hellions and stuff that he needs to defend against a potential follow-up of Banelings or Hellions, whichever way TLO wants to go for this.
Well, Bunker's going to get thrown down here for a second as Bomber, but nicely. Well, there we go.
Okay, it's Roaches, not Banelings here.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still very, very strong, especially since he's delaying Bomber for a little bit whilst using these.
And there's no reactor from the barracks, which means the Hellions won't come out 2 by 2. Everything seems to be going well here for TLO. The reactor's going to come in.
Oh, I thought maybe he was going to try and block it with one of the Zerglings there, but
great micro from Bomber. Great micro keeping the Marine alive.
Very well done. Only 2 workers have gone down so far. The Marine will end up falling eventually in trade for these Zerglings. It doesn't get the second one.
All right, so he's going to be able to build about, I think, like 6 to 8 Roaches here. And then behind it, okay. Yeah, 6 to 8 Roaches here. He may decide to drone behind this, but with such a heavy commitment, I really think he's just going to go for it here.
6 Roaches in production against what? Like, if he switches over that factory very quickly, with the barracks, he's only going to have maybe 2 extra Marines out with that first one as well, so that's not many units here to be able to deal with this.
And he's going to drone behind it. Okay, so he's going to drone behind it. So 9 Roaches, roughly 6 to 8. 9's close. And now he's going to get over there, and he's going to try and do as much damage as possible while droning up, and then we'll take a 3rd base here, most likely. He's still mining gas because he'll want to get to Zergling speed, I'd imagine. But we'll see if this is possible to defend against.
He's going for a tech lab on the factory. He's not actually going to switch them over.
Well, he's going to go for a tank, obviously, here.
Yeah.
But it's going to be quite a long time before the tank comes out into play. Bomber has no idea what's going on in this game. He hasn't scouted anything. He has no idea. He's got 1 Marine on the low ground, which gives him a few extra seconds to repair the bunker. but it's all about how many SCVs die before that tank gets out, because the tank is the ultimate defense here.
And those roaches do show themselves now. How quickly is he going to be able to get up and repair all of this? Is a big question. He actually lowers the supply depot so he can try and wrap around with the SCVs to get full repair on that bunker.
But the supply depots are down.
Exactly, he could just walk past it.
Yeah, but his goal here is to kill all the SCVs, because he is going to continue on with this, I imagine, is a regular play.
10 workers gone down. Those roaches just do not die off quickly enough here. And it's 24 workers to 32 in the grand scheme of things. He just waltzes on by. Why not?
He's building 2 more roaches. If he overcommits to aggression, if a tank comes out, he won't really make it work. And now spotting the tank absolutely needs to focus on getting rid of the tank and going back to drones.
Oh, and all the SCVs were way out of position to get to the tank. He can't repair it during all of this. The roaches, yes, they will end up dying, but they've killed off 18 workers.
Yeah, 18 workers and some more to go down inside the main base. From this position, TLO's actually going up to all 4 gases. He's playing so on the fly.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have a solid plan here. He's adapting to everything that he sees and is basically saying, okay, this is probably the best thing I could do from this point. Because standardized, he should have been looking towards taking 3rd base, but he's playing so creative at the moment and just kind of adapting around the scenarios of what's been presented. And with roaches being built and a 1 evolution chamber, no layer, is he just going to go for like another big attack with Roach Banelink here? Is he going up to layer in a second? I don't know anymore.
Well, he's going to get heavily supply blocked. These Marines caught some of the Overlords on a bad rally point as those Roaches were rallied over there as well. So that's a nice pickup for Bomber to bring himself back on forwards one step into this game. And now TLO, he's going to have to, you know, spending like 300, 400 minerals on extra Overlords at this point is a big deal.
Yeah, I can see what he's doing now, though, finally.
Yeah?
Finally.
Yeah.
All right, so as he clears up these Marines now, he knows that Bomber's hurt. He's down bleeding. He's a lot of loss of SCVs. He's very defensive with a tank. The one thing TLO's got to be careful of is a movement out with Marines and tanks, which could catch him while he's on the way towards the Spire. With all 4 gases taken, he's going to... I don't think going for the upgrades immediately is the best. Well, then again, I say Spire, but he goes for Roach upgrades. God damn it, TLO. I can't pick up what he's trying to do here at all. But now it's quite evident what's happening.
I think, you know, your call of Spire after seeing that there was siege tank production so quickly kind of made sense, right? Like, to catch out those if they were going to
Well, that's what I thought it was going to be because of siege tanks, but he's going over to a Roach Hydra play by the looks of it.
Oh, TLO.
Oh, TLO. And Burrow being researched as well. But still, he's still on the way towards a higher tech here, and there is an opportunity, obviously. If Bomber had an army moving across the map right now, TLO would be in a little bit of trouble, but Stim isn't ready yet. Bomber will want to wait for Stim, which is 50 seconds, ideally medivacs, maybe even combat shields and upgrades. So that opportunity for Bomber can't be used, unfortunately, which is allowing TLO to go up to a good drone count, and now he's getting all his upgrades aligned. Roach speed, Burrow, 1-1 upgrades, Overlord speed as well.
I think the best timing for me looking at this, I mean, with the 1-1 quite far behind at this point, is if TLO aggressively got to 2-2 and tried to make that happen. I think that would be very nice for him. Do you really think, like, does he go with all of these? Does he go with 1-1 on Burrow? I mean...
Yeah, by the looks of it, yeah. That's what he seems to be aiming for. I've got to stop trying to guess what TLO's doing because he always surprises me. But yeah, I mean, if he starts to build up a massive Roach count now, Bomber's going to move out soon, whether it's to be a take a 3rd base or to be aggressive. If TLO is prepared for that, whatever movement out it is, with a large Roach Hydra eventually army, then yeah, he'd crush. He would absolutely crush. Look at the supply difference.
Right now, army supply 62 to 37 in favor of TLO, and he's up to 20 Roaches, 20 Marines out, but he's adding on a lot more. And he's getting tunneling claws as well here for the Roaches. Jeez, TLO.
Well, as long as he doesn't get slowed down by this drop, this isn't really affecting him at all. Yeah. And it looks like Bomber's kind of identified what's going on as well. So by seeing all these Roaches, by seeing the Hydra down on the natural, he's going to want to really continue up tank production, I'd imagine. He's starting another one. And all the game becomes now for Bomber is defense. Because he now knows that this is going to be the playstyle from TLO, where he will want to take a fight where the Bomber moves out to be aggressive or take a 3rd. He needs bunkers, which he's making. If he defends against the onslaught and takes it to the late game, Roach Hydra becomes really freaking weak.
Yep,
and that's what he's going to hope for.
And also the double block over here for TLO to make sure that that expansion can't land quickly enough.
Yeah, that's nice.
And he realizes his opponent's trying to take that location anyway, so he moves down to delay even further with his main bulk of his army. This is a really lovely move here by TLO.
Yeah, he's got to prevent this 3rd from going down. If we see Bomber start to stabilize on 3 bases, he'll take it to the late game. But for now, that's not going to be possible. It's going to have to be a slow tank push down, and that will give TLO the opportunity to climb up in supply and maybe take a 200 supply fight as soon as Bomber is set up on 3 bases, but before he actually mines from it. I think that's the goal for TLO here.
And these Marines, they have to be careful about where they tread, because that is a lot of roaches that actually are going to push forwards here with the concave. There's quite a few Marines as well as those siege tanks. He actually burrows. He's going to spring up right under those, and he can try and bring down some of those siege tanks as well. TLO's actually going to go for this. He's taking a lot of damage from those siege tanks, but there's not a whole lot of firepower left over here for Bomber with the reinforcements as well. TLO is looking to capitalize.
Yeah, this is beautiful play here, keeping his opponent away from that 3rd base. And now with 4 bases pretty much up for TLO, he can go over there. Bomber scans and sees if there are any border roaches. But, you know, turrets are going to have to be a consideration here as well.
Yeah. And look at the creep spread from TLO, man.
No, it's great. He's leading this game quite convincingly, and Bomber is finding this difficult.
And all these Marines get traded away very quickly. There's only 3 medevacs to try and heal those up. He actually burrows some of those roaches forwards to pick off 1 or 2 of the siege tanks. How many is he going to end up getting? He gets 1. The reinforcements coming along as well. There's really not that much army left over here for Bomber. Those 2 siege tanks on the high ground are doing great work, and they will hold this on for now.
Yeah, he will hold this on for now, and the goal is to keep Bomber away from the 3rd base, as I mentioned before, and he keeps on doing it. And that means that TLO, who's sufficiently on 70 drones in a great 4-base setup, has double the income almost, I'd say, at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, double the income.
All the mules get dropped at that 3rd, though. That might rock it up in a little bit. Got to be careful about that here, TLO. He's just going to reinforce as aggressively as he possibly can do. He's going up to Hive as well, and +2 weapons is just about to finish. So this 2-2, if he actually hits with it before the upgrades line up here for Bomber, that could work out.
Yeah, this is that's the next fight he takes. Bomber has to take a 3rd. His main's running out.
Yeah.
He has to take a 3rd, but TLO's going to go in once again.
And the missile turret is still not up, but he still does have some detection there, and now he actually comes in from a lot of angles, killing off a lot of those Marines. The 2 siege tanks on the high ground that have caused him a lot of problems. One of them will end up falling, as will the second one if he's able to bring a few more units up there. But the roaches and hydralists are powering on through with the 2-2. GG! TLO takes a 2-1 lead against